Tommy John doesn't hang out in football communities. Tommy John likes to hang around the dugout. Tommy John is a baseball injury, which I'd assumed it's a lot of rehab coming back, right? I mean, Tommy John, Ty, you might know this a little bit better than anybody because you played college baseball, but baseball, Tommy John is a massive rehab injury. Is that correct?
Yeah, if a pitcher gets Tommy John, typically he's going to be done for like 8 to 12 months. But a lot of times when those guys do come back, they throw harder. There's more velocity there. My question would be, though, is are you more concerned about Tommy John or the fact that Ben weighs 450 pounds right now?
The reason why he has to have Tommy John is because coming into this season, he said he's never thrown more in the offseason. He's never worked harder in the offseason, which screwed him. It screwed him.
He was throwing the ball in the dirt.
We need that was to help the receivers. We need Fat Ben back because Fat Ben, all the fat protects him, protects the muscles.
Fat Ben is back.
Oh, yeah, he's back.
I mean, just a couple weeks ago, I guess he jogged on the field one time, and it was breaking news in Pittsburgh.
As it should be.
Breaking news that Ben Roethisberger he had no knee issues, no ankle issues, no hip issue. He had Tommy John in his elbow. Him jogging was breaking news in Pittsburgh. Fat Ben is all the way back, Diggs.
Yeah, I think it was breaking news in Pittsburgh, and it wasn't like celebrated that he was jogging. It was a concern. Like, whoa, we don't want him to be too skinny. When he's too skinny, bad things happen. I want him to be 400 pounds next year, standing in the pocket, shedding off, tackling dummies. I mean, I can't. I love Duck, but Ben's Ben. He's a Hall of Famer.
Well, hello there. Utilize the promo code PAYTHEBILLS and get $20 off your first order from SeatGeek. Now, back to the magic. The fact that Ben is excited to get back, though, I think says more than anything else. Because, as you mentioned, Ben is a guy that is very okay letting people know he is not happy to come back. Like, he's a guy, they just hired his friend as an offensive coordinator. Now, how is he doing with Duck and Rudolph and everybody? I mean, to each their own in judgment of that case. But Randy Fichtner took that job to be the offensive coordinator for his friend, Ben Roethlisberger, who's an absolute weapon, who can sit in there and just have bodies bounce off him. He can extend plays like no other, and he can throw that thing 70, 75 yards with a flick of the wrist. Now with old Tommy on potentially making him even stronger. Now this is if he's rehabbing accurately, if he's doing everything that he's supposed to do, which let's assume Ben is. He's got nothing else to do except for grow that beard and chill. Mm-hmm. If he comes back even better, even fatter, with this defense still intact, the Steelers could be the future's bet of the year.
So I wanted to run this by you because you weren't on the phone when I was talking about it. Chris Mortensen leaked the report earlier in the week that he wasn't sure that he was coming back, and then Ben tweeted on Christmas that he was. He definitely leaked that to Mort, right? And that just to cause the stir, and then he put out the fire on Christmas.
I mean, Ben Roethlisberger wouldn't be a guy to stir the pot a little bit, would he? I mean, that's not what Ben Roethlisberger does. The thing that I've always said about Ben Roethlisberger is I've gotten a chance to watch Ben from a fan standpoint, as a man who's from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and then as a guy who's stood on the other side of the field while Ben Roethlisberger and the boys hang 60 to 70 points on you. I've gotten a chance to sit in team meetings and listen to coaches who are NFL coaches who are very talented men in football talk about Ben Roethlisberger. And Ben Roethlisberger, by all accounts on the field, is talked about as one of the greatest of all time. But off the field, he's always had these issues, right? He throws people under the bus. He comes off as snooty. He has these other situations that arise that always keeps him out of that elite conversation. Now, looking like this gnome that he looks like and his weight that he's put back on and his shoulder, his elbow, if he comes back in this hero fashion, in this hero way, which he could potentially do by leaking information saying he's not coming back and then dropping a Christmas present to everybody saying he can't wait to get back. I mean, that'd be a hell of a PR move by Ben Roethlisberger, and I can't help but respect it, especially with all the bad PR that he's had in the past.